All right, so you see how these people look. You see what they have on. You see what they're doing. It's people in America who still not only do they have the phenotype, but they're the same complexion as these people and even darker. And they're not doing this. They're not living on the land. They're not holding ceremonies on the land. They're not living in huts. They're not living in teepees no more. Our people love houses now. Do you know how hard it is to keep a house together? Like if you don't have, like say if you don't have a mate, right? Say if you don't have a mate and say if you don't have a wife and like two children who are of age. Do you know how hard it is to keep a house together? Look at how these people are living. Look at the men. What are the men doing? Wait, is this a mating ritual? Just look at this. We're not living like this now today. People want to make fun about Native Americans living in teepees, the Serbians and the Mexicans. People want to make fun about Africans living in mud huts. Look how much freedom they have. The government says, you want to live like this? Well, that means we have to do more work. Someone dies in your family, we're going to have to be there for that burial ceremony. And we're going to make sure you have the certain finances that you need in order to maintain this lifestyle. These people are having 5 children at a time. This is how America became. This is how we lived. This is how America became the nation that it is today. They sprung out. They came down from a planet where whoever they came down with, ancestors started making ancestors. Now here I am today, a descendant of my ancestor. They have bush meat that they can look. A monkey is back there. They can eat the monkey if they need the meat. I wouldn't encourage it, but they have food game. So you can see that's how they lived. Imagine this being a satellite disk from the 1300s of African Americans uploaded to YouTube. Some user channel is going to go and find a disc from the 1300s and upload the content that's on there onto YouTube. And people are going to be wondering, like, how did this get on YouTube? Who had this? Somebody is going to find that disc and upload it. And people are going to see how African Americans used to live. As furthest we've got back, look at what he has in his mouth. As furthest we've got back is to like what? 1800s on disc. And do you know how much mixing was going on? We saw the disc record. We saw the footage of the raw footage of African Americans in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There was a lot of mixing going on by then. These people aren't mixing. They're in the remote village and they all look alike. So you can make the argument that mixing made us look different. Because if you have the same mother and father, the same auntie and grandparents, the same great aunts and great uncles, you don't look different. So by the mixing occurring, this is how we started to look different. This is how you get the musty. This is how you get the melungeon. This is how you get the octoroon. From the Negro base. Negroes mixing with Europeans, with whites, with Occidentals. Negroes mixing with Occidentals. This is how you get the octoroon. This is how you get somebody that looks like Michael Strahan on Good Morning America. He gets the job with Al Rucker. He gets the job because he's passing as white. If we go back to living like this, what are people going to say? What are they going to try to do? I don't want to hear about, well, they may raid our village. They may kill us and do all of that. Like, nah. I disagree because they haven't done it to Africans. Now, sure, the Chinese is in their villages impregnating their women, destroying their customs and lifestyle. But we know these people better enough to know that they wouldn't do that because we speak the language fluently. We just need to develop a different language. We just need to develop a different custom. We can't keep going to these jobs. We can't keep doing these things. Because if we keep doing these things, what's going to happen? Look at this guy here. Skin is red as ever. But yet the Native American has the nerve to call himself the red man. This is a red man right here. He has no clay on his skin and he's red. Look like he just got done drinking some good alcohol. Some good fruit alcohol. Because we all know fruit ferments into alcohol. Look like he just got done eating some good fruit. This is what we need to get back to. You have the people who claim it to be Ojibwe, because again, that's a place name. You know who Ojibwe is, African Americans. You have people claiming to be Ojibwe from the prairie, and they're building homes like this on our land. They look like Mexicans, right? They're building these homes on our land. They're keeping stuff in them. They're living in them. They're using it as them as reserves. When we grow in numbers, like even if that happened, I don't think it's going to happen. I think our heyday is over with. We mixed in too much. Only way I see this changing, bro, is like if people just decide to all get on the internet one day and say, we need to put a call out to all Negroes. What's going on? Why are we doing so much mixing? What is going on? We need to talk. We haven't talked. We need to renew our families. What is going on? Why are we mixing so much? We need to stop mixing so much. We need to start mixing with one another. When I see a dark-skinned girl with someone who of a lighter tone, whether they be mixed or not mixed, whether they be a European or Occidental, whatever they may be, just a lighter tone, right? I often think to myself, like, what was her motive in doing that? The kid is every time I see a woman on a live and she has it don't matter if it's YouTube, TikTok, it don't matter, Instagram. If she has a child in her hand, I know the child is going to be of lighter skin. It's never going to be the same complexion or darker. I know it. Like I always know this. Like I don't know why I know this. It's just like I know it's going to be that way. You hear a child crying in the background, you be like, she's a single mother and she's raising a child that doesn't look like her. The child is going to grow up with problems with the mother. I've seen this over and over. The child is going to grow up feeling abandoned. He's not going to see himself in his mother. He's not. I have siblings like that. I was the closest one to my mother. Out of all my siblings, I was the closest one. I'm the only one still living with my mother. All three of my siblings, they're out of the house. Two of them never lived in the house. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, why do women go through that storm of feeling like I have to mate with this guy, I have to give him what he wants, and the guy's not going to stick it out. He's not going to want the child. So the child grows up fatherless and then grows up motherless. It has neither parent. Me, I would never put myself in a position where I have to abandon my child. The idea of abandoning your child like that hurts. Because you want to teach them everything. Like to be like 45 years old and I have a son or a daughter that's 18, 20, 21, and then you're going on trips with them. Like that feels great. Like we're going to go to a forest reserve on the West Coast, right? And we're going to do a camping trip. We're going to bring our RV. We're going to bring our own food, some black bean burgers or something like that. Some high C juices. Her and her friends, him and his friends. We're just going to camp out next to the water. Then we're going to come back to the city, unpack everything like we never left. That's the greatest feeling ever. A lot of people want to experience that. I grew up watching My Wife and Kids with Damon Wayans. I used to think that was going to be me. But I waited too long. Like that, it'll never be me now. Like I waited too long, right? I always wanted to live like these people. Always wanted to live like these people. I remember when I met a girl when I was like 15 years old. She stayed next door to me in Chicago. We would always meet after school. And like I used to think like we were going to grow up together. And then it dawned on me like I had to leave the city because of violence. Violence was getting out of control in the area and we had to leave. And they end up leaving the house that they just bought like shortly after we left. The house is still standing there abandoned like we left it. They never tore it down or anything. It's still standing there. I don't know if their house is still standing there, but I know ours, the house we left there, is still standing there. Like, man, I mean, life is the greatest. Like, you have the greatest feeling in life is to like share it with people. You know what I mean? Like, just living, like developing a language, um, sharing recipes, like whatever it may be, just sharing with the person that's dear to you, like sharing with people, your tribe. That's the best feeling in the world. Like, look at this guy. He's happy. He has no worries. I think this may be his mother in the background or somebody. Like, this man has no worries. I love looking at Walter Meyer videos. I love looking at videos like in the south regions of America, where you see like the tribal people and stuff like that. I love looking at those videos. I love looking at people who figured it out. This is what life is about. Life is not about not being yourself. Life is not about holding back. Life is about sharing and making other people feel great. Like, if I can make someone feel great, I'm going to try my best. Like, I remember when I used to have a little bit of money in my pocket, I used to just like give it away. Just like give it away to whoever wanted it. I would just give it away. Like, you need something to eat today? I'm going to make sure you get something to eat today. This is what it's about. Okay, that was a tribe member. I thought it was somebody else. That was his fellow tribesman. All right, so this is artificial intelligence, man. Like, you can get so much from artificial intelligence. Like, they just haven't upgraded it yet. Like, you should be able to go on here, download a template. Like, this is how I want to build my village. Like Sims. I grew up. My cousin, she used to have Sims in her basement. I used to go over her house and play Sims all the time before I even had a computer. I used to go over her house and play Sims. Build you a village, right? This is what artificial intelligence is for. Build a village. This is how I got started. I said, man, I want to buy land. I want to buy land. And then when I figure out, like, I'll just buy land in Detroit. You know what I mean? Because, like, my nephews can benefit from it when they grow up. You know what I mean? Because I may not have children. I can give the land to them. But it's like, I'm finna buy some more land next month. So it's like, when I buy the land, it's a great investment because it's the city of Detroit. It's the city of Detroit. It doesn't even matter. Like, you can buy land for like, you can buy like a second of you can buy a second of an acre. Maybe 10K, right? A third of an acre, right? 10K. You buy this land, you can just sit on it. You don't have to do anything with it. You can just sit on it. You buy it in Michigan, you buy it in Detroit. You own something now. You can just hold on to it. The little bit of money it costs is it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. One-time fee, pay for it, keep it. It's not going to hurt you. You don't know what could happen like a decade from now where the city wants to do something with it. They may pay you more to get it back. They may, you know what I'm saying? They may give you emoluments for having it, for keeping it, like in upkeeping it. They may give you emoluments. Like, you just never know. So, like, I had to come to you all with this video, give it a little bit of inspiration, because there's not enough inspiration going around for people who want to do this, who want to live like this, who want to be like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's not enough inspiration. It's not. Our people shouldn't be arguing about who came here first and whose phenotype is what, and whose genome is this and all of that, who has the secret gene and who's darker and who's whiter. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about how can we get back to living like this. We know who our people are. We just need to talk to them. We don't need to get on the internet and make other people feel belittled. Let people find themselves wherever they may find themselves. But at the end of the day, we know who our people are and we know who we want to expand with. We know who we want to deal with. We can get this going. Like, think about that, man. I'm gonna head out. Great peace, Yakoki.